Today I would like to explain about the basic Python. So the title is Python Primer. So there are two things in this slide. First, I would like to explain about objects in Python. So there are many objects that we can use like int, float, bool, str, list, tuple, dig, set, function set. And there are some operators. So we will learn about the operator. What are the operators? We will check. Okay. Python is an interpreter language. I think you already look at the introduction. And comments are executed through the Python interpreter. It means the interpreter receives a comment, evaluates that comment, and reports the result of the a programmer define a series of comments. So you need to define what are the comments in advance and save those comments in a text file. And this text file is the source code, or sometimes we call it script. So the source code or script can be in two types. Okay. For the Python, the source code is conventionally stored in a file name with .py. Usually we have .py. For example, if the name is demo and then the extension is .py. In our course, we will use Jupyter Notebook and the file name will be extended by .ipyn. For the first one, I would like to teach you how we can create .py in Jupyter Notebook. So last week we learned about how to create .ipyn, which is the notebook. So in my computer I have R, but yeah, just ignore this one. You can see we use the notebook. But now let's look at some other file. If you open your Jupyter Notebook, I hope that you know how to open your Jupyter Notebook. So last week we learned how to open the Jupyter Notebook from the Anaconda prompt, or you can open the Anaconda Navigator. Okay, it's up to you. So I use my Anaconda prompt and then I type Jupyter. Okay, open your Jupyter Notebook. So this is my Jupyter Notebook. Now let me make a new file. Okay. So make a new Python file. In order to make a new Python file, you all know we need to click the plus. Okay. So here, the plus button. And there are some options, whether you want to open notebook or you want to open the console or you want to open other. So in the other, there is one option. You can select the Python file. So you can click Python file. So this is a Python file, which is educate.py. Now let's see. Okay, let's get write this code. Let's say I'm just writing print welcome to Python. Okay, print good luck, for example. Okay. So this text is in the untitled.py. You can change the name by right click here and rename. So the title, for example, I want to change to welcome.py. Then you can see maybe five plus two. Now my Python file is ready. But how if I want to run from Jupyter Notebook? Is it possible to run the from? Yeah, it is possible. So you can use this one percent run and then call the file. Okay, in the Jupyter Notebook. Let's say this one. You can type run welcome.py. So the file welcome to Python. Good luck. Yeah, we can see the result. So this is the file name because I made the file name welcome.py. Then I would like to run welcome.py. If your file name is demo.py, then you need to run demo. Okay. Yeah, we will learn more things how to connect the Jupyter Notebook and the Python file. But for this week, we will learn the object in Python Jupyter Notebook. So Python is an object-oriented language, and classes form the basis for all data types. There are some Python built-in classes. For the first one, I would like to teach you three data type or three object type. So if you learn Python at the first time, if you join the computer programming, I guess you already know int, float, and boolean. Int means integer. Integer is a numeric or number that is without comma, without decimal. For example, 20, 38, 105, 2023, -4, -90. So any numbers without comma. Float means floating point value. So any numbers with comma, 36.5, 2.5, 3.44, 2.75. Boolean. Boolean is false or true. Now let's see about the integer class. The int or integer is designed to represent integer values with arbitrary magnitude. Arbitrary means there are many numbers that can be covered. For example, you can use from -1,000,000 something until maybe you can have like 1,000,000,000 something. From the positive until the negative. So this is the meaning by arbitrary. So the integer can have the word int with the parenthesis. If we have integer with only parenthesis, then it will be only 0. And the other thing that we can learn from this int class, constructor can also construct integer value based upon an existing value of another type. For example, you can see here integer 3.14. This is a float value. is not integer, but we can use int and then give the input value and the result will be integer. So we will convert from float to integer. If we give input int minus 3.9, it will have minus 3. So the question is, why not minus 4? It is round up to the integer result. So because it is 3, yeah, then the result is 3. Even though it is 3.99999999, but still the integer is 3. So the result is still 3. Or we can also change from string integer string, and then we can get the result integer. So let's see. Let me make a new file so I can share it to you later. Let's say week 2. Okay. So I have integer without any numbers. So the result will be 0. If I have integer 3, so the result is 3. I have the integer 3.14. The result is 3. I have integer minus 3.999999999. The result is minus 3. I have integer with quote, and in the quote I have numbers. Then the result will be numbers. But can I change this one? ABC. Can I change from string to number? The result is error. Okay. As long as your data is in number, then you can use the int to change from any format into integer. Now, the other class is float. Okay. Float class is a floating point type. The floating point equivalent of an integral number. So the integral means something you can express with the comma. Let's say I have a number 2. Okay, it is not 2, but it is 2.0. One other form of literal for floating point value use the scientific notation. Scientific notation. Why it is necessary? Because sometimes we will get the number, we will have very big number. For example, this one, 6.022 E. What does it mean by E? E means exponent. Okay. So this exponent means this is a number 6.022, and then we have the 0 multiplied by the exponent 20. So it means the 0 is 0 until 20. So it is very huge number. And Python will create this kind of format for this kind of. So any numbers with a comma, let's say minus 2.0 or 346.1567 and so on. Okay, so those numbers are float. Then we can also use this notation to indicate big number. It can be positive and it can be negative. If we have no value inside the float, then it will be 2. And if we have some parameter, the constructor float returns the equivalent floating point value. So for example, like this one. If I give float 2, then it will give you the result 2.0. If I give 3.14 in the string format, then it will give you a float number. So float. If no numbers, then it means 0.0. If I have float 5, then the result is 5.0. If I have float with 3.14, then it is a float value with 3.14 value. Okay. Now, next is Boolean. We call it bool, B-O-O-L. It is a class for the logical Boolean value. There are only 2 instances of that class that are expressed as the literals, true, false. The default constructor, or if you don't have any condition, it will give you false. So Python allows for the creation of a Boolean value from a non-Boolean type. Okay. Non-Boolean means you can use integer, you can use float, you can use string, and the result can be Boolean. So there should be a kind of syntax. Yeah, usually people use bool like this one to indicate anything that can be inside of this one. So the interpretation depends upon the type of the parameter. For example, numbers. If numbers, then maybe you can include, if it is 0, then it's false. If it is not 0, it is true. That's possible. Or it can be a kind of sequence or other container type. So we will learn later about string, we will learn about lists, and we will learn how we can even become true and false. For example, if I have bool, what is the result? That's false. Now, if I type true, like this one, this is a boolean. Okay, true. So if I put bool true, then it becomes true. Now, I have a condition. For example, 2 is greater than 3. It's true or false? Okay. False. Okay. Then if I run this, it is false. Okay. You can use also Boolean to indicate 2 higher than 3. Then the result is false. Okay. So any non-Boolean type can be inside the Boolean. So we can also have a kind of assignment, okay, assignment statement. So the most important of all Python commands is an assignment statement. Assignment means it is related with the identifier. I have this assignment. The temperature equals to 98.6. So it means that we have a variable or we have an identifier. Okay. Sometimes we can just name or variable. Then associate it with the object expressed on the right hand side of the equals. So I have the temperature. So I call this is a variable, and then I want to put this value 98.6 into this variable. I know that this is a number with comma. Then it is a float value. Okay. So I put the temperature equals to, let's say, okay, 98.6, and then nothing happened. Why? Because it is assigned. I want to assign this number to this variable. So you want to check, you can call the temperature. You will get that this variable has a value 98.6. Now, identifiers in Python are case sensitive. So, back and back are distinct names. Can you see? This is back with small d. This is back with big B. So an identifier cannot begin with a numeral. Numeral means number. And there are 53 special reserved words that cannot be used as identifier. For example, this one. So you cannot use this as the variable name. You cannot use this as variable. You cannot use this as variable. Okay. So you cannot use all of them as variable. Identifiers can be composed of any combination of letter, numeral, number. Okay. Letter means a, numeral means number, and underscore character. So, for example, this is good identifier. My house. So this is just character. Fruit 23. Oh, this is okay. Why? Because it is started with letter and the number is at the end. Flower. This is okay. We start with underscore. My book. Okay, this is okay. Because we have letter and underscore. But this is wrong identifier. The first one, why it is wrong? Because it is started with number. So you cannot begin with number. Black cat. Why it is wrong? Because it contains space. Okay? So you cannot have space. Written. It is wrong. Why? This letter, but it's wrong. Because it is one of the reserved. So we cannot use it. You and me. It is wrong. Why? It includes the N character. So we cannot use symbol. Okay. So you can try with for example, fruit 23. So let's say banana. Then you can call fruit 23 banana. If you change 23 fruit equals to banana, then it will be error. So the identifier which start with number, it is wrong. It is not. Okay. Python is a dynamically typed language. It means you do not need to declare. There is no advanced declaration associating an identifier with a particular data type. So if you learn Java or if you learn C, you learn C++, you need to define what is the variable. Is it integer or is it float or is it a string? But in Python, you do not need to define it. An identifier can be associated with any type of object. So you can assign with number, you can assign with string, and then you can change it. It can later be reassigned to another object of the same or different type. So if I assign this 5 to this A, then Python know it is integer. If I assign 7.6 to B, then Python know that it is a float type term. If I assign true to C, then Python know this is a Boolean type. Although an identifier has no declared type, the object to which it refers has a definite type. So for example, I assign A equals to 5. So I can understand what is A. So Python know that the variable A is integer. Let's say I want to check this fruit 23. So if I type fruit 23, then Python know that it is a type of string. Okay. There are any other built-in class in Python? So we will learn one by one. First is string. Next is list, or we call it a mutable sequence of objects. We have tuple, set, frozen set, and DID, or we call it dictionary. So let's learn one by one. String. String literals can be enclosed in single quote or double quote. So this is single quote, and this is double quote. So they are the same. And a string can also begin and end with 3 single or double quotes if it contains new lines in it. Okay, so we already learned last week. You can print hello with single quote. You can print hello with double quote. So the result is the same. And then you can have multiple lines. So it means I want to write many lines, and then next for the Python comments, next in my first lecture, and then you need to put 3 double quotes, so it will be in the P1. So it's 1, 2, 3. If you have only one, it is only a single line. If you have 3 quotes, you can have multiple lines. You can change this one with single quote. You can change this one with single quote. The result is the same. Okay. Now we will learn more important class. So we will use this class in our class. Okay. List. Okay, what does it mean by list? A list instance stores a sequence of objects. That is a sequence of references or pointers to objects in the list. So elements of a list may be arbitrary objects. So for example, I can have numbers 2, 3, and 4. So it's number 2 is the first, and the next is 3, and the next. I have red first, and then green, and then blue. I have HELLO. I have 0, 1, and then I have string A, and then I have string B. So it is possible. And then I have number, and then I have a list inside the list. I have list inside the list, and then I have none. None means an object without any value. And then I have number, and then I have another list. So it is the list inside the list. I have none or empty list. This is the list. List is array-based sequence, and a list of length n has elements from 0 until n minus 1. This has the ability to expand and contract their capacity as needed. So we can expand this number, and we will learn more about for. In Python, they use the character this one, square bracket. Okay, we use the square bracket to indicate list. If no value, then it is empty. If we have value, it means it contains of 3 string instance. So red, green, and blue. So this is 3. The list constructor produces empty list, And then list constructor will accept any iterable parameter. For example, I put hello, then it will produce HELLO. Now let's see. I have color, and then I put the square bracket like this: red, green, blue. So if I call color, then I will get red, green, and blue. If I want to get the color index 0, it means it is sequence. So it becomes red. If I want to know the color index 1, it is green. If I want to know the color index 2, it is blue. Now, if I want to change color index 0, I want to change to yellow. Okay. I want to change the color in index 0 yellow. So if I print again color, then now the value becomes yellow, green, or red. But now it becomes yellow. I can have list. List is an empty. If I have list hello, then it becomes a separator. It's one. Okay, next is tuple. Tuple class provides an immutable, or we call it unchangeable version of a sequence. So the parenthesis delimit a tuple. We can use the common parenthesis like this one. To express a tuple of length as one literal, a comma must be placed after the element, but within the parenthesis. So for example, this is one element tuple, or only one value. And you need to put the comma to indicate this only one element. So let's see. I have again color 01, for example. Now I use the parenthesis. Red, green, blue. Color 01. Red and green and blue. So the question, what is the difference and tuple? It's the same. I can access color 01, index 0. Okay, it is red. I can also have the index 1. It is green. I have also color index 2. It is 2. So what is the difference? The difference is you cannot modify if it is a tuple. If I want to change to yellow, then it is not allowed. So that's next is about set. A set is a class. Okay. It is without duplicates and without inherent order to those elements. So it means we have 2, 3, 4, red, green, blue, yellow, and the same thing like this one. But we use the curly braces. We can use 17, we can use red, green, blue. Okay. The exception to this rule is that this curly braces does not represent empty set. So we will check later what is the meaning by this one. A set is, let's say, color 02. And now I use the curly braces. Red, green, and blue. And then I want to check the color 02. So what is it? The difference is this set does not allow duplicate. For example, I have red, red, green, blue. So if I call the color tree, it includes only blue, green, and red. How many reds do I have? 2 reds. But instead, we have only 1. What about if I put this one as a list? Red, red, green, and blue. Color 03. Now you can see if it is this, you will get the red, red, green, and so if it is using the curly bracket, then it is not allowed to have duplicate. If you use list or you use tuple, so it is allowed to have duplicate. Frozen set, it is the class in the set, but again, it is unchangeable. So it is the same like list and tuple. Okay. So list and tuple. For list, you can modify the value, but tuple, you cannot modify. It's the same with set and frozen set. The frozen set, you cannot change the value, but for set, you still can change it. So the last one that I want to teach you is the dictionary. So the dictionary is a kind of mapping from a set of distinct keys to associated values. Okay. So usually we have key and value. And we use the comma separated for the key and value. For example, I have school. Okay. So I use this curly bracket, and then I have elementary. I have like elementary. No, maybe just I have dictionary. Okay, let's say. Now I have school, and I want to say in Korean, it is 학교. Okay. And then I have another kind of word, let's say study. And I want to say this is as the word 학교. Oh, sorry. 공부. So I can call this as the dictionary. So if I want to get the dictionary of school, or the key is school, then I can get the value. If I want to get the value of study, dictionary, study, then it is school. Okay. It takes a lot of time for me to explain this one. I will stop here. So please go to the link. I have just a simple check whether you understand what I did or not. That is for the other. Please try to do the iklan before you leave the class.